All right, you guys, next up is Dave Jaye. He's going to talk to us about triple dippers, and you're going to be surprised to learn that there is a member of our sheriff's department that actually is going to be able to cash out with D.R.O.P with over $800,000. So let's bring Dave Jaye in and go from there. Good evening, Dave Jaye. Welcome back. We're super excited to have you. I know you've got some fantastic updates for us on the Triple Dipper program, but tell us what you've been up to. Where can people find you? Where's all this information housed to? Make sure people know that.
TripleDippers.org. TripleDippers.org. They've got all the source documents from the Florida Department of Management Services, in which we have the names, the employers, the first retirement date, the pension cash bonus date, and the projected cash bonus. And this is also available by the employer. People can get that list. And each month we have a list of the public employees, the public servants, and the politicians that are collecting these huge cash bonuses. TripleDippers.org.
And so what have you got for us tonight? What are you bringing to our attention?
What I'm showing you is a program that these rascals up in the Florida legislature and the governor in Tallahassee have done. And they've created a situation where Florida police are raking in millions, not from drug busts or confiscation or counterband, but from the pockets of taxpayers in the form of pension cash bonuses. The Florida police are raking in millions individually. It's called the COP Triple Dippers Cash Bonus. The Florida legislature increased the period of time that police officers and their secretaries can collect the D.R.O.P Triple Dipper pension cash bonuses from 5 to 8 years. That's a 60% increase. 60% increase. Includes all the law enforcement and all their administrative support. Some of these triple dippers are taking in over $1 million in pension cash bonuses.
Now, when you say that, Dave, not to interrupt people, when you say you've got people taking in over $1 million in pension cash bonuses, are these lump sum payments? Are these payments spread out over months or years? How exactly does that work?
To participate in the D.R.O.P program, you have to voluntarily sign a promise to resign 5 or 8 years in advance in order to receive your salary with all the benefits and your pension payments in a special pension account. And that's an interest-bearing account. And then at the end of 5 and now 8 years for police officers, they get that lump sum cash payment, and they continue getting all their future pensions and COLA increases. So it's a lump sum cash payment, and it's more than that. It's a triple dipper program.
So that lump sum cash payment, because people ask me this all the time, I want to make sure they understand it. If I were a Florida cop who was a triple dipper and I retired today, and then I took a secondary position that I could draw a new salary on from basically the same pot, is that money like on hold for 5 or 8 years, or do I start getting it immediately in addition to the salary? How does that work?
You get the salary and the benefits, which is about 40% of the salary. And you also don't pay 3% of your salary to the Florida retirement system like everyone else. During the D.R.O.P period of 5 to 8 years, that pension payment goes into a separate account. And for 5 or 8 years, it gains interest about 1.5%. And then at the end of that 5 or 8 year period, you get the money as a lump sum cash payment. So you don't touch the money. People can, and a very few amount do, less than 5%, ask for the money earlier than at the end of the 5 or 8 month period. Either there's a death, or there's a divorce, or some kind of illness, or personal situation. But almost all of them, now over 95%, wait They get that taxpayer money into a separate pension account, and then it's received by that individual triple dippers, cops, as well as other government employees as a lump sum cash payment.
And then after they take that lump sum cash payment, then they start actually drawing the pension as well?
Yes, for the rest of their natural life, as well as all COLA increases, as well as taxpayer assistance on their health care costs.
Okay, I'll let you continue. Thank you.
So the Florida cops are triple dippers. And what does the triple dipper term refer to? Well, let's use a local Citrus County example. The triple dipper queen in Citrus County is Elena Vitt. She's 53. She works for the Citrus County Sheriff's Office. Her pension cash bonus is $745,230. At the same time, she's collecting a salary of $128,000 at the same time to do the same job and not paying 3% of her salary into the Florida pension system, $3,868 each year. So that's with the benefits and are approximately $51,000. So these are healthcare benefits, life insurance benefits, longevity pay, etc. It's a pension cash bonus unlike anything that the financial experts have ever seen in the private sector. So the first dip is a salary. The public employee receives a salary with benefits. In the case of Elena Vitt, it's $128,000 plus $51,000 annual taxpayer paid benefits. The second dip is that she's receiving the pension payments in a special Elena Vitt account. And that's to do the same job at the same time. The third dip is that Ms. Vitt is not paying 3% of her salary into the Florida retirement system like every other public employee. Then there's a cherry on the top. Triple dipper Elena Vitt started working in the Citrus County Sheriff's Department in 1992. But she will cash out all unused vacation, sick, and personal days at Vitt's highest final pay on August 31st, 2027, not the salary when they were earned over her 30-year career. That's artificially taking more money from the taxpayers, artificially spiking up her last year's pay, which is what her pension is based on for that lump sum payment and all the future payments for the end of her natural life. Now, there is a Social Security bonus. Because triple dippers collect a pension and a paycheck at the same time to do the same job, because they're not paying 3% of their salary to their pension, they can afford not to take Social Security at their average projected life age. And so for every year you delay taking your Social Security, you get an 8% increase each year up to the age of 70.
All right, time out, Dave, for just a second. So what you're telling us is that these people are taking this lump sum retirement money amount, drawing a salary for a job at the same time, and in addition to that, they actually get to take Social Security benefits on top of all that.
Of course, and they can afford to delay social. I mean, if you're getting a $700,000 pension cash bonus, you can afford as a retiree to delay taking Social Security so that you and your spouse then get an 8% increase for every year you delay your Social Security up to age 70. Not everybody has that ability. They all have that same opportunity, but unless you get a pension cash bonus like these triple dippers, who can afford? Very few people can afford delaying receiving the Social Security payment as scheduled. And that's the key thing. After that lump sum pension cash payment, triple dippers continue receiving future pension payments for life, and then their spouses at 2/3 of their deceased husband or wife's pension. What's the eligibility for triple dippers? If you're enrolled before July 1st, 2011, only 6 years of government employment, and age 57 after July 1st, 2021, only 8 years of employment and 62 to vest. However, with cops, it's a 30-year. You don't even have to be age 50. You're going to be seeing how young a number of these triple dippers actually are. I want to remind the listeners that if these public servants didn't think that the pension cash bonus was enough, the Florida legislature increased these pension bonuses by 60%, increasing the period of time from 5 years to 8 years for all the law enforcement secretaries and supportive staff. This has resulted in over $1 million in pension cash payment, and it abuses the taxpayers. There's no business that pays a paycheck and a pension at the same time to do the same job in the private sector. And a lot of people recognize that the pension bonus system are golden handcuffs, because there are some police officers, deputies that are burned out physically, burned out mentally. They want to retire, but they stay on work in order to take the maximum taxpayer paid bonus, denying younger, healthier, quicker, and better educated officers to be promoted. Law enforcement is a young man, it's a young woman's job. And I know myself, speaking for myself at 64, I'm not as quick as I used to be. I'm not as alert. I'm not as quick mentally or physically as I was. And we should be giving these younger, better educated, more recently educated, healthier folks a chance to climb up the ladder or to start a new job, start a new family, and buy a home instead of enriching the bank account of these over-the-hill elderly bureaucrats. And this is my opinion, but I think that triple dippers are greedy. A $1 million, a $500,000, a $100,000 pension bonus is outrageous. Realistically, when people look themselves in the mirror in the morning when they're brushing their teeth, how many gourmet meals are they going to eat that day? How many luxury cars are they going to drive that day? How many vacation homes can they realistically use? It is greedy. How much does one person need on the backs of the taxpayer?
Well, in my opinion, Dave, I got to tell you, it's almost like being a vulture, like picking off the bones of the people you're supposed to be serving. But go ahead, sorry.
Yes, it is. There's a triple dipper politician, Joe Faraday, 55. His pension cash bonus is $360,000. He's a deputy sheriff, school resource officer. Faraday takes a salary of $55,203 at the same time to do the same job, and he's not paying 3% of his salary to the Florida pension system. That's over $1,600 a year. And
so let me ask you real quickly about Faraday. So he was with the police department already, and that is where he accumulated the pension, but he has retired from the police department, and this is a secondary school resource officer job in addition to his sheriff's duties or job that he had previously.
Joseph Faraday never left employment with the sheriff's department. He's still working with the sheriff's department. His original retirement date was on, was on 2019, on January 31st, 2019. You don't really retire. In the past, you had to leave employment for 30 days and then come back. But the Florida legislature and the governors made it so liberal, the D.R.O.P triple dipper program so liberal, you just sign a promise to retire, you don't take any time off, you continue with your job. Joe Faraday has been a deputy sheriff, school resource officer for many, many years. I don't know exactly when he was assigned, but he's been there for many years. He brags how many years he's been a security officer, school resource officer at schools, and he has he's on track to receive his pension cash bonus of $360,000 on 7/31/2026, July 31st, 2026. So my question is, how much, if any, of this pension cash bonus will Joe Faraday promise to give for bonuses for students? How much, if any, will he promise to give as bonuses for students? Joseph Faraday's $360,000 cash pension bonus could pay for 27,000 tutoring hours for Citrus County students to help them become college and job ready. Let's see. And I want to show you a very interesting situation. Unfortunately, Citrus County is failing our students. Only 53% of Citrus County high school students tested at or above the proficiency level for reading, and only 32% for math. They're not job ready. They're not college ready. Only 53% can read. How are you supposed to learn if you can't read? Cop politician Joe Faraday's fiscal responsibility campaign apparently only promises to extend to cutting student services, not his pension cash bonus. He says right here on his campaign literature, fiscal responsibility applies to everybody but him. Now, at a public hearing, I believe you were there. And
It wasn't a hearing, it was a debate.
And I believe that's Joe Faraday in the audience. Tell us what happened at the debate, your question you asked.
Well, he's not in the audience. He's one of the panel members on the debate. The picture you have there are 3 of the people that are running for the District 5 school board position. He was asked about if he would be eligible or would take the D.R.O.P program or the politician's exemption, if he'd sign the politician exemption, if he were to win his seat on the school board.
And I listened to that YouTube video. I've got the link right here to that YouTube video. And his response was, it's out there, it's available, why not use it? That's why.
Yeah, his response was that if it's available, we should take advantage of it. If the legislatures or the state thinks they're a problem, then they should actually make the changes, not somebody like Joe Faraday being honorable and helping to make those changes. It's up to somebody else to make those changes, but he's just going to take his little cash dollars and run.
Well, he certainly hasn't run away from the buffet. Look at the guy. Just because a buffet is available doesn't mean you should overindulge. Just because cigarettes and marijuana are a legal product doesn't mean you should be using those. Just because gambling's illegal doesn't mean you should. Joe Faraday said, well, fiscal conservatism except for himself. And then what I was absolutely stunned to find out, and I salute you for your research, Sabrina, is that cop politicians can hide their addresses from the voters.
Correct. So there's no confirming that they even live in the district that they're running for.
This is outrageous. Cop politician Joe Flaherty is running for Citrus County School Board, but he's hiding his address. So how voters can't find out what kind of home or apartment does Joe Faraday claim to live in, or is it just a room in a rented house? How long has he had a home or an apartment or a condo in the district? Is he paying his fair share of school taxes, or is it lower than fair market value or cap rate? Is his house and yard well kept, or is it a pigsty? How long has he lived at this home or residence? And what do his neighbors have to say about him? Every person that runs for public office should have to be transparent, should have to be able to face their neighbors, should have to face the community if they're going to be getting a taxpayer-paid salary and taxpayer-paid benefits. In the case of TripleDipper cop politician, a pension and a paycheck at the same time to do the same job.
I absolutely agree with you.
And I want people to understand, there's no mandatory retirement law in Florida. In my opinion, triple dippers are greedy, and that money that they take on these outrageous cash bonuses is taking money away from schools, from roads, from the environment, and tax cuts. Why? What is the public benefit? There is none. It's a personal benefit to enrich themselves. Now, will politician cop Joe Flaherty break his contract promise to retire on 7/31/26? Some of your listeners might remember how we did a story. We did a report on Triple Dipper School Superintendent Sandra Himmel. See, Triple Dippers receive their pension cash bonus for 5 to 8 years as a lump sum bonus. All Triple Dippers must retire for good that second time, except for politicians have the ability to make a special request to be exempt for the promise to retire, like sneaky Sandra Himmel, who took a $409,000 pension cash bonus and continues to make this huge salary, $136,000, and continues not to pay 3% of the Florida pension system. So will Triple Dipper King, politician Joe Flaherty, promise not to get a special, ask for a special politician exemption? You asked that question. Did he answer it?
He didn't actually answer it. He just basically stated if it was available, they should be able to take advantage of it. If the state felt there was something wrong with it, then the state should fix it. It's apparently not up to immoral people to make themselves moral. So if it's legal in their immoral minds, that makes it moral as well.
It's immoral from the viewpoint of a lot of taxpayers, because today in Florida, there's a $36 billion unfunded Florida public employee pension and healthcare liability. It's hard for people to think about $36 billion, so let's put it in per person. It's $1,652 liability for every man, woman, and child in the state of Florida. These Scrooge triple dippers, people that are accumulating money, more money than they could ever use, just for the ability, like Scrooge, to pile it up and count their money, should be replaced with younger, more recently educated officials. Going back, Triple Dipper Atlanta Vitt has been working for over 30 years on the taxpayer dole. Why not give younger people a chance to start a new career, buy a house, start a family, instead of enriching greedy bureaucrats? How many triple dippers are there statewide? It's not just police, secretaries, support staff, and sheriff's department, city police. There are 29,000 plus triple dippers. You can go to tripledippers.org and be able to sort by employer, by last name, by pension cash bonus, by first retirement date, second retirement date. We have a report each month since 2020, December 2020, on the triple dippers receiving their cash reports, and we update the statewide list about 3-4 times a year. How much money would the taxpayers save? How much more money for roads? How much more money for tutors? About $910 million a year if we said that's it, no more triple dipping. We're going to pay a good salary, an attractive salary, a very attractive benefit package, but not a pension cash bonus. Is triple dipping legal? Yeah. Not politician Joe Flaherty's correct, it's legal. Unfortunately, until we pressure our state legislators and governor to require triple dippers like Vitt and Flaherty to pay 3% of their salary to the pension and ban new triple dippers, is triple dipping ethical? In the opinion of many, no. Elena Vitt and Joe Flaherty enriching themselves with paycheck and pension at the same time, do the same job, and not paying 3% of their salary is not ethical. Is not ethical. And is immoral. I think these are really clear questions, regardless what your religion is, or if you don't have a religion. If you're just a decent human being, you would agree that there is what Christians call one of the 7 deadly sins, gluttony. It's the overindulgence and overconsumption of anything to the point of waste. Gorging on taxpayer money by rich politicians and bureaucrats is immoral. Politician Joe Faraday needs to go on a diet. I'm wondering how much, if any, of their Triple Dippers cash bonus will Joe Faraday or Elena Vick promise in writing to give to charity. I challenge them. I challenge them and the other Triple Dippers, will you promise in writing and name your charities that are going to receive a teeth, 10%, 25%, half of your money to the people that have been paying your paycheck, to the school kids, to improve the environment, to leave a legacy of better roads, of more better prepared students, and more affordable homes through lower taxes. And then there's the issue of community standards. Yes, 11 out of the 13 highest paid cop triple dippers are in West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach is where there's a lot of billionaires and millionaires. Well, there's 11 millionaire cop triple dippers in West Palm Beach City. But Palm Beach is not Citrus County. It's not Lee County where I live. And it does not meet community standards. Let's put this in perspective. The average Citrus County resident makes $23,500 a year and must work over 31 years to make Elena Vick's retirement cash bonus of $742,000. Think about that. The average working lady and man has to work 31 years to make this triple dipper cash bonus. Even the benefit package of $30,000 for Vick is higher than the average income of $23,500 of a Citrus County resident. So what's there to do? It's a call to action. At the very least, we should require all public employees, triple dippers or non-triple dippers, to kick in 3% of their pay like every other public employee. At the very least, we should stop the practice that allows individuals to cash out their unused days off at their final highest pay, not at the pay that they earned it as they were going up their career ladder. And remember, by cashing out the unused days at your final highest salary, you're taking more money from the taxpayers, you're artificially spiking up your last year's pay upon which your subsequent pension payments are made. You got to contact your legislators. This is an election year. In 2 weeks, there's going to be an election. On Tuesday, August 23rd, contact, challenge, get a commitment, put them on the spot. Say, will you promise to make a motion to ban any future triple dippers or drop employees? It's formerly called Deferred Retirement Option Program, DROP. Let's increase the public employee retirement contribution to 3%. There was a huge pay raise given across the board, 3% across the board on top of the 3%. Don't forget the employers, the employer match of the triple dipper salary is now increased to 19% compared to 10% of the employer match taxpayers pay of the salary of public employees. And really, we should require governments to post all employee compensation on their websites. Yes, I can file public information requests from the Florida Department of Management Services, but my goodness, there's over 16, 17 different taxing authorities in every county. I have to file every year a special public records request with the Sheriff's Department, the Clerk's Department, the Public Property Appraiser's Office, the Elections Office, the Tax Collector's Office, the Mosquito District. We should let the sun shine in. I'm Dave Jaye. I'm a researcher with TripleDippers.org. Are there any questions, Sabrina?
No. I think you've answered them all, Dave. Thank you so much for your update. We look forward to more updates. I understand you're going to be doing one just on the triple dipper cops, right?
I will be, and that'll be statewide. I've got an initial press release, and at TripleDippers.org, you can scroll down. We've got a lot more detail on Citrus County. Thanks to you, Sabrina Watson, with all your hard work, with all of your creativity, with all your tenacity. We've decided to put in some extra effort into Citrus County as well, because Citrus County's got the 4 Triple Dipper queens: your county clerk, the supervisor of elections, the tax collector, and the elections officer. So we've done some additional research. Thank you for the opportunity to share this, and I'm urging people to call their state representative, state senator, and say we got to stop this triple dipping and end the special benefits that are bankrupting the great state of Florida.
Well, and the politician's exemption needs to be ended, period.
It's a scandal. It's shameful.
It's a scam. It's
It
an
is.
absolute scam on the backs of the working class people. So once again, Dave Jaye, I thank you very much for your update. And I know when you have some press releases, you're going to come back and tell us about them, right?
We're going to do that on a monthly basis. Thank you for that invitation. Looking forward to seeing you folks in August.
I love that. Thank you.